Hey coaches, quick announcement here before we kick off the episode. I want you to picture this: a luxurious castle nestled in the breathtaking countryside of County Wexford, Ireland. That's right, I am talking about the 2024 Inspired Grace Retreat, and let me tell you, it is going to be an experience like no other. From September 30th to October 4th, you can join me, Coach Jill, and my Director of Operations, Erica, and 7 other amazing financial coaches for 5 days of pure magic. And the applications are now open. I want you to think about cozy accommodations fit for royalty, delicious meals prepared by our very own 5-star chef, and unforgettable coaching and adventures. If you love food, I am talking about more than just meals here. I want you to imagine multiple course feasts prepared by our private chef using local ingredients and traditional recipes that are going to have your taste buds doing a happy dance. I spare no expense on food because it brings us all together every meal, something I truly cherish at every retreat. And then there's the coaching. Every day you'll be guided through exercises and concepts that will help you to fall more in love with your life and your business. The takeaways from these sessions, they're real, they're practical, and they'll impact you for years to come. Now, on to the activities. While the coaching and conversations are incredible, we also like to venture out and explore. From day trips to historical sites in Bali to private catamaran tours through Greece's turquoise waters, we are all about creating unforgettable experiences for you. As for what we'll be doing in Ireland, well, you'll just have to wait and see. Once you get yourself to Ireland, our retreat package includes everything from meals and snacks to transportation and participation in all scheduled activities. Get ready for some seriously life-changing conversations and let us take care of everything else. The investment to join us on this epic journey is $5,500. And if you need a payment plan, I've got that covered too. But here's the catch. There are only 3 spots left. So if you are ready to say yes to this incredible opportunity, it's time to submit your application. Head on over to financialcoachacademy.com to submit your application today. And I know you might also have some questions like whether you need to be making 6 figures to apply. What if I don't know anyone? What if I'm not an avid traveler? And what are the sleeping arrangements like? Trust me, I've got all of the answers for you as well. You can apply and find out more details, including those frequently asked questions, at financialcoachacademy.com, and you'll find the retreat under the events in the menu bar. All right, that's it for now, Coach. Thanks for tuning into today's episode. It's going to be a good one.
I'm ahead of the game.
Hi, I'm Kelsa Dickey, the CEO of the Financial Coach Academy and my financial coaching business, Fiscal Fitness Phoenix. My coaching journey began more than a decade ago with me helping people for free from my dining room table. What was once a little business of mine has grown into a 7-figure company that employs a team of people. My goal is simple: to help you fall more and more in love with financial coaching. I believe financial coaching is the most rewarding way to make a living. If you are an aspiring financial coach or have been coaching for years, I'm here to help you create a business you love that gets your clients massive results. Let's get to it.
Hey coaches, welcome to episode 58, how to price your periodic coaching program. Before we dive into that, I can't believe it, but I am nearing 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm inching closer to 100 ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts. So I would love to ask for your help in achieving either or both of these awesome milestones. Please hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you haven't already. And in fact, I'd love it if you clicked the thumbs up button on this episode and maybe a few of your other favorite episodes, which can really help others to find these videos. And if you have Apple Podcasts, please take a moment to leave a rating and just leave a few words saying what you like most about these episodes. Every little bit helps, and even getting to 5,000 subscribers or 100 ratings is literally crazy to me that I'm even able to say that I'm close. So thank you for being a listener and following along with this podcast. Let me start with a review, an email that I received in response to the toolkits that we gave to the Academy coaches. So any of the coaches who were previously enrolled in the Academy, they were essentially gifted 4 of our specialty toolkits in November of 2023. And we got so many email responses. I just really enjoy sharing some of these. So here's one email that I received. Just wanted to say a big thanks for including these bonus toolkits in the Academy. I am in Module 2 of the core course and really enjoying doing the work. I think you took a robust program and made it even stronger, which is awesome. I was going to try and pick one bonus area I am most excited about, but I don't think I can. Definitely going to work through them all. Thanks again. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave me an email response to our announcement when the time came. If that was you, I just want to say thank you and I really appreciate it. All right, if you remember back to episode 49, 50, and 51, I was talking about the periodic coaching program, which is essentially the program that you create for your clients after your initial coaching program. It's less intense, but still provides support and coaching as your clients progress through life. One of the questions after that episode that I kept getting was how to go about pricing something like that. I also got a ton of awesome feedback that you guys really loved the concept of that program, and it really opened your eyes to how you can create a sustainable financial coaching business for yourself, and I am just so glad to hear that. That was really rewarding for me to hear, so thank you to those who shared that with me. So today, I wanted to talk through how to go about pricing your periodic coaching program. I'm going to give you a breakdown of how I would evaluate this for yourself. If this is your first episode of this podcast, please check out episode 51 specifically, but the entire Growth Guide series, starting with episode 45, will tie all of this together. Also, quick heads up, I got a ton of feedback from the Growth Guide episodes, so I am really glad to hear you enjoyed them. I am working on putting together a downloadable workbook because I know it was just so much information to absorb. I had so many people email me or comment and tell me that they had to take like 5 pages of notes per episode. So I've got my team working on that workbook, and I will be sure to announce here on the podcast when it's available. I will also send out an email to make sure that you are aware of it. So you'll want to make sure you're on my email list. You can do that at financialcoachacademy.com/subscribe. The workbook will be downloadable and it will be totally free. And while we are pulling that workbook together, we went ahead and did something else. I wanted to make that Growth Guide series as accessible and easy to find as possible. So pretty exciting. If you go to financialcoachacademy.com/ultimate growth guide, again, financialcoachacademy.com/ultimate growth guide, all put together, no hyphens or anything. We put all 7 episodes into their own private pop-up podcast. That way, all 7 parts are together in one spot so you can easily reference them, listen to them, and refer back to them. At the time of this recording today, I don't have the workbook done yet, but if you sign up to get the 7-part series, again, financialcoachacademy.com/ultimate growth guide, then as soon as the workbook is available, we will email it to you because we know that you want it. We will assume you want it if you got access to the Ultimate Growth Guide series. All right, so let's dive in to pricing your periodic coaching program. The price of your periodic coaching program is going to be based off of the price of your initial program. So you want to start by determining what your hourly rate is that you are charging during your regular program. And then we're going to simply use that to determine the monthly rate of this program, the periodic coaching program. So let me give you an example, and you'll probably want to grab a quick Post-it note. I don't know about you, but when someone is saying numbers and figures, I find it's easier for my brain to see them and write them down as I'm hearing them. So let's say you offer an initial 6-month program and you charge $2,500 and you meet 12 times with the client during those 6 months of that program. Those 12 sessions might look like weekly for the first month, bi-weekly for the next 3 months, and then once per month for the remaining 2 months. So you've got 4 sessions in the first month, and then 6 sessions the next 3 months, 2 per month, and then 1 session and 1 session in the months 5 and 6. And this is just an example. Your initial coaching program can be 90 days, it can be 4 months, it can be 12 months. You can do weekly sessions, bi-weekly, monthly. Again, the Growth Guide series of episodes talks about designing this initial program, so you'll want to check that out. Next, you also want to ask yourself about additional time spent besides just the coaching session. So for example, at Fiscal Fitness, we estimate that 2 hours is spent during their initial program because we set up and create their plan ahead budget. This is something we do for our clients. We don't do it with them, we do it for them, and we estimate about 2 hours to complete that step for them. Episode 39 of this podcast is where I break down my plan ahead budgeting method if you're wanting to hear more about that. Then I also estimate, in addition to those 2 hours, another 2 hours in those 90 days, replying to emails and checking in on the client, those types of things. What I've seen with my clients is that they require more handholding and time and energy initially and less over time. I will also say that some clients may never send a single email or ask a question outside of the coaching sessions, and other clients will be pinging you for every little thing. And I am not complaining about that. It is simply an observation, or it's just reality that some people's needs are different. So what you are trying to do here is look for averages, not absolutes. Not every single client will take an additional 2 hours outside of the coaching sessions. Some will take 1, some will take 5, right? We estimate 2 additional hours during our 90-day program. But again, some clients need us for 5 additional hours. Some won't use us at all. Personally, I do not split hairs. As a financial coach under Fiscal Fitness, we do not split hairs. I'm not an attorney who charges in 15-minute increments. There is a balance between being accessible and available for our clients when they need us and establishing boundaries around our own time and energy. The more clients you help, the better you're able to see trends. So you may need to increase or change your price of your program if you, let's say, notice that the time you're spending is different than what you originally estimated. But I like being able to tell my clients, if anything happens, if you aren't sure about anything, you call us, you email us. You are paying for that service and that access, so you might as well take advantage of it. So let's say for this 6-month program that we're using this example, in addition to the 12 coaching sessions, there's another, 5 hours worth of time in that program. Your total time then is about 17 hours. You're charging $2,500 for the program in this example, if you remember. So that puts you at an average rate of $150 per hour. Now, I am going to use this average to determine the price of my periodic coaching program. If a client wants to continue meeting once per month, that's $150 per month. If you want your second option or meeting cadence inside of this periodic coaching program to be a 90-minute session once per quarter, let's say, then the price of that would be $225 per quarter or $75 per month. And if you want them to do a 2-hour session every 6 months, that would be $300 per session or $50 per month for those 6 months. At Fiscal Fitness, we base our pricing off of a $600 per session rate, which, listen, when I first say that, it sounds so high to me because it sounds like what I'm saying is that I charge $600 per hour. But that's not what I'm saying. That's just not how it works. That's not how I calculate the program. Here's why. And at some point, your periodic coaching program may look a little bit more like this too, but just know this is not where my program started. So it's okay if yours doesn't start here either. Think of our periodic coaching program at Fiscal Fitness as sort of like a membership program and not just that per session rate. In addition to the session, which oftentimes is going to be 90 minutes instead of 60 minutes, but in addition to that, we're spending time before that session reviewing a number of things. So we review their questionnaire responses and we pull up their budget and review that as well. And specifically what we review when we look at their budget are the prior 6 months to see how they've been doing, where they've come in under budget, where they've gone over, and maybe what they've added to their budget since we last met. And we overall just really wrap our mind around all of it. So we use what they tell us in their questionnaire responses, and then we use their budget to get a full picture of what their life has been like the past 6 months. So we're preparing in advance of the session, which takes a bit of time. We also offer a monthly community coaching call that they get to join. This is available to all of our clients, whether they're in our periodic coaching program or not, but those still in a program get priority access when they have questions on those calls. They also get priority access to their coach's calendar. So if something happens and they need a drop-in session, not only is this even an option to them when it is not an option for others, but we're going to fit them in whenever we can, even if it's not the most convenient time for the coach or it wouldn't normally be open for a client. We're also available for emails in between sessions for quick things. There are times when a client emails and we say, I would love to answer this for you, but email is not going to be the best format for this decision you're facing. There is a lot that goes into this, and we need to have a more in-depth conversation about it. This is one of those instances where I really want to encourage a drop-in session for you. And then there are times where we email them back with an answer or a handout or some factors to consider when they're making a decision. So we're providing some level of support or coaching in between sessions too. We're just clear, and you'll want to be too, of when it's appropriate to do this and when an additional session is actually what's needed and what's best. And we're not apologetic about that, right? Finally, we provide technical troubleshooting with their plan ahead budget. We help them to extend it out, check their formulas, those types of things in between sessions. And again, that is a perfect example of something that some clients do all of that themselves and don't need any support, and other clients need a lot of help with the Excel side of things. So at Fiscal Fitness, we estimate all of these benefits and the time for all of these things. And with all of it combined, that's $600, which is why my clients pay $100 per month for 6 months. And then we meet in the 6th month for their coaching session. And if they meet quarterly, they pay $200 per month for 3 months. And then we meet in the 3rd month, right? One thing to keep in mind, you will have multiple iterations in business before you get something right. Don't make changes based off of one client or one situation, but be open to seeing patterns. For every, let's say, 5 to 10 clients who go into your periodic coaching program, or even your regular program for that matter, ask yourself, how's it going? How much time am I spending? Is it working? What exactly is working well, and what's not working like I originally anticipated it would? Chances are things aren't usually all wrong or all right. So you want to make a change based on what you've learned and then roll that out for the next, let's say, 5 to 10 clients and repeat that process until you get it just right. For example, I used to offer an every other month cadence inside of my periodic coaching program. So instead of the options we have now, monthly, quarterly, and semi-annually, I had a 4th option for a little bit, which was every other month. What I found, though, was that most people didn't really need this option. Most people went from monthly to quarterly. And if someone did use an every other month cadence, it was typically short-lived when or before they would then go into the quarterly option. It's almost like the difference between those 3 options, monthly, every other month, and quarterly, was simply not significant enough. So I simply eliminated that option entirely. But you could find that you like having that as an option in your periodic coaching program, and maybe a lot of your clients do end up taking advantage of it. That's totally fine. For me, when I had a client shift from monthly to quarterly, I would just add a reminder to my calendar for halfway through the quarter to check in on the client and see how they were doing. They would then feel surprised and delighted that I was thinking of them, and most of the time they were doing just fine anyway, so I was able to eliminate that option. So many of these strategies work, but with finessing for each of us, because it's based off of you, your style of coaching, and your clients and their needs. I hope this helps you to determine the pricing for your periodic coaching program. Once you know the price, you can begin to build out your targets and goals. How many clients, for example, in this program would you need to have a solid recurring income? How many hours would that mean you're coaching, and how often are those coaching sessions? And what's your business and life look like at that time of your business? Let this be just one step toward really designing and outlining your future of your business coach. In the next episode, I'm going to share with you how to best spend your time as a financial coach, which is another question that I get asked all of the time as well. But first, let's talk about our reflection question for today. Coaching, as you know, is all about figuring out what you think of something, how that's impacting how you feel, and then the actions you take. So I like to end every episode with a question for you to reflect on. The purpose is to help you gain clarity on today's topic, but it also creates the opportunity for you to share your thoughts with me and other financial coaches. I would love to hear from you. If you are watching on YouTube, drop a comment with your answer to today's question, or you can join the conversation in our free community for financial coaches called Financial Coaches Unite. You can find the link for that group in the show notes. Based on your current program, what is the price of your periodic coaching program? So I really want you to think about the formula, the calculation, the thought process that I outlined in today's episode. And I really want you to determine, based on your current program, what is the price of your periodic coaching program, and share your answer with me. I believe financial coaching is the best and most rewarding way to make a living. I truly love what I do. If you're ready to learn and see how to become a profitable, successful financial coach, check us out at financialcoachacademy.com to learn more about our online courses, free trainings, and our events. As always, I love hearing from you. If you have any questions for the podcast, or if you want to just share your thoughts with me for today's reflection question, you can go to financialcoachacademy.com/podcast. And if you love this podcast, again, please hit the thumbs up button on today's episode, subscribe, and leave us a review. It would mean the world to me. See you next week, Coach.